Welcome to the Angelo RC 2020 Outdoor Fly-In Safety Orientation. This year's contest director is Mark Greer at 325-450-0635. Get a club business card with his telephone number at the information board. The fly-in area is all airspace east of the runway up to Mercedes Street, north of Arden Road, and south of the spillway. Do not fly over the state park, which is west and north of the field. Fly-in areas. Avoid flying over the pilot and spectator areas. Pilots, please stand behind the safety fence when flying, preferably on one of the 5 pilot pads. When flying over the runway, fly and land against the wind. Fly in an oval pattern, clockwise when the wind is coming from the north and counterclockwise when the wind is coming from the south. Perform your initial turn after takeoff away from the pits, spectators, and parking area. Thereafter, do not perform maneuvers, flights of any sort, or landing over the pits, spectators, or parking area. Spotters. If more than 2 planes are in the air, it is highly recommended that you have a spotter to look out for collisions with other aircraft. If you need a spotter, ask at the registration desk for a spotter. He'll identify an Angelo RC member to help you. If you fly without a spotter, there will be Angelo RC members monitoring the flight line and will inform you of any dangers in the area. Don't be alarmed if you're approached while flying. Taking off. Do not start your taxi until you have checked to make sure the runway is clear and no one is making a landing approach. Verbally announce that you are taking off. Hand-launched aircraft. Hand-launched aircraft should be launched and landed at the grassy landing area next to the quad pilot area. Pilots may stand in the quad pilot area when flying. Landing. Do not start your landing until you have checked to make sure the runway is clear and no one is taking off. Verbally announce that you are landing. Emergency landings. In the event of problems or a dead stick model, the pilot shall loudly and clearly warn others of the situation. Landing priority will be given immediately. Attempt to fly away from the pit area and spectators and land immediately. Pilots on the runway should move their aircraft to the sides or off the runway. Field or runway access. Do not go across the runway unless absolutely necessary. At such times, give a loud verbal warning of your presence, making sure you are not running in front of an aircraft in motion. Stay only as long as necessary and announce verbally when you are clear of the runway. Helicopters. Up to 2 helicopters may fly at the same time on opposite sides of the runway. Let the CD know ahead of time. An announcement will be made restricting flight to helicopters only. Helicopters may take off from the runway after all fixed-wing aircraft have landed. Large-scale or 3D flyers. Only one large-scale or 3D aircraft may fly at a time, unless flying as part of a team. Let the CD know ahead of time. An announcement will be made restricting flight to the large-scale or 3D aircraft only. The aircraft may take off from the runway after all other aircraft have landed. Quad area. In the quad race area, stay below 30 feet. Quad pilots are asked to fly from the covered pilot area. Fly counterclockwise through the gates. Announce if you have to walk into the quad area. Only if other quad pilots are flying. FPV or first-person view flyers. Prior to flying, mark your name and video frequency on the FPV board. Place the colored peg next to your frequency. If someone else is using the same or similar frequency, do not power up your aircraft until that pilot has landed. Try to select a frequency as far away as possible from the other pilots. Once you're done flying, erase your name from the board. A first aid kit will be located at the registration desk if needed for minor injuries. Fire extinguishers. 4 fire extinguishers are located at various locations under the covered area. Be familiar with their locations before flying. Picking up after yourselves. Please keep our area clean. Pick up your trash and dispose of it in one of the many trash cans throughout the area. Recycle your aluminum cans in the blue and white bin next to the soda machine. Put dead or bad batteries in the red fire cans. Any questions or concerns? Please contact the contest director, Mark Greer, at 325-450-0635. Thanks for your cooperation in making this year's fly-in a safe event.